Alright, phase 3 of stage 1. I don't have power out there yet because everything is obviously hooked up to the machines that I don't want running, but now, disclaimer, my solution comes to these 3 refineries and it comes from a long way back, and then water goes back. It's that simple. Eventually I might pump water out this way, but we shall see. So the 5 conveyors, we have the alley casings that come out of these 5. The alley casings that come from phase 1, I think. Yes, phase 1. Phase 2 was the first half of this. Phase 1 was a complete setup from bauxite to casing. A little bit of coal left over right down the bottom, and then these 2 I'm going to leave spare for any rubber and or plastic, and you can just, or maybe you can, maybe you can't, but just in the background behind here, I've got all those conveyors feeding across and along, up, down, here, there, not everywhere, just to here. And then yeah, they'll continue and drop down now. You know I like bringing my trains with me. They're going to drop down here. I can't get that as yet. Oh, we still have to make a hazmat suit too. Now, what I'm actually thinking of doing, because I have we went out for a birthday party, so I've just come home. What I'm actually thinking of doing is, the train's up there a little deceptive because the train line actually follows the abyss here, and then it comes through here. That's that hazmat one. So actually no, it comes around the back through this little gap, and then it actually runs under this little arch and pretty much straight to, nope, runs through the gap and runs under this arch and then up this way, because we're going to come probably, if I can get under here, we'll pop out where that water is, I think. Yep, and then we can go up, and then this train line can pop either there or might even go here, so we can cover the coast, and then that can come out. Well, it gives us options, doesn't it? Now, I got a funny feeling I've actually built all the way to here ready to pop out where that water is, and then we can decide from there, because this is gas, yes, and that's the gas we're going to be using. See, we've got more water, and that water is up too. Now, the reason I thought about bringing water out this way, I'm going to have to pump it unless I follow the little stream, because the water area is this lake, actually, and this lake. I can get a lot out of this little one just by itself. I can either pump it up and over with the rest of the conveyors, but we've also got this water, but again that's quite low compared to where we're at, but this water is quite high and not all that too far away, but I've already got existing infrastructure, so hence the dilemma, and hence I thought, you know what, we'll make this baby over here, this last phase of part 1, we will make that, so if we want to, we can just delete the machinery, put in blenders, or whatever we need, and use the aluminum solution for something else. That was the idea. Not too far to have to go, and I'll see about what I can turn the casings into here as well, so yes. But think about putting a big interchange in here, because there's quite a lot of room for train stations. I can come around the back of this little pillar island thing here, and we can really bring a lot of rubber and plastic out. And if you remember our first oil or second oil platform, the other one over this way here, feeds back to the sulfur and then down to here to go back to the hub, and we will leave the filters and 2 package fuels to do that, and any rubber and plastic we want, we can always quite easily divert back this way. I don't know how much it would be, whether it would be worth it, whether we're going to need it, but effectively this oil will be resin, which will then be with water into rubber and plastic, and they'll feed down. Hence the reason I think about maybe leaving an option for big interchange here, just in case we want to bring things in or take things out. And there is a lot of room to do exactly that. So, last of the updates for now is a phase temporary train station. I really don't like building on the floor. That's very, yeah. And it even makes the train, last time I was playing the train, yeah. Now I did not disconnect that, obviously. They're hooked up, but this one was, yeah, this one's out. I don't know whether that's a glitch of the game, or I ran it too fast and it's just railed, or derailed I should say, or what the case is. But yeah, this is easily modified. All the foundations are in. I had to kill one of those flame shooting things, spitters, because he just would not leave me alone, and he was a big one, so every hit was doing a lot of damage. I nearly died a couple of times, so I ended up taking him out, but the rest are still there. They're the hogs, I think they call them, you know, those things that like running and ramming you. So that is where we are. When we come back, the plan, yes, it's still the plan. We still have the same plan. We are going to be making cooling systems, and we need 400 for our milestone, and then I'm going to be setting up the turbo motors. We need 100 for our milestone, but we also need turbo motors for Mark III miners. So what I'm going to do is set up some turbo cooling cells. See how I put the cooling systems up here. They need heat sinks. I went, oh yeah, of course, heat sinks, rubber, water, yep, no problems. Gas is easy because you don't have to pump it. Yeah, copper. We need copper for heat sinks, and well, there's some here. Yes, that's copper, and there's some. Oh, here. So I don't exactly know where I'd get the copper for that. So that plan went out the window, and what we're going to do is try and bring everything. It's this little gap here, I'm pretty sure, and we're just going to bring everything down. And then I'm just going to start setting up the finals. I think we can work backwards. Or we can start running it and bring. See, we've got more coal, so steel is not going to be a drama at all. Not that we need heavy modular frames for fuse frames, and we know we're building fuse frames up here, and I'm going to leave that up there, and we're going to dedicate a train that's going to come down to this one and pick up more heavy modular frames. And the other modular frames that we're already making, and bring them to here and separate that from the... No, that is all it's doing. It's picking up... Oh yeah, no, he's picking up the rotors and stators and stuff, that's right. So yeah, the train will still pick up all that and bring it up to here. With the heavy modular frames, and we might even extend its run, and if it gets full we'll just put another train on. But just say sit here and wait till full. Easy. We'll send him out this way as well, back to the fuse frames, because you can actually bring fuse frames here and drop them off, and then pick up, come back, drop off, load. We either need more carriages on the train, or we need another station, obviously, but we can figure that out, because we'll probably just put a second carriage in to load, and then we can unload and load here at the same time. That should not be an issue. We want to do both things at both stations, so that should theoretically, touch wood, be quite simple setup. This bauxite, I think we're still not sure which way. It might even end up going this way yet. Because that's still going to be probably used as a thermal propulsion rockets. maybe. Well, they need. Yeah, we'll see how we go. We'll see what we can get out of. Whoops, that's better. We'll see what we can get out of here, and then we will. Yeah, look at the next step. I think it's one thing at a time with this game. Otherwise, it can get very overwhelming. And do remember to research all of your products once you start getting alternates, in case you got to write one down. Alright, so that's where I'm at. This is pretty much all done to here. So I'm going to see, I've slightly modified it. I was humming and hawing which way to go. I'm going to fix this up. And then, that's right. That's why I did it that way. Fun times. Just gonna have a dog leg now, isn't it? Maybe not. Maybe we can move that up. We'll see. Actually, just move. Oh, I don't really want to move it across, but that would be the solution. All right, thanks, guys. We will be back. Hopefully, after I've got heat sinks up and running. We might do a quick update when I get the heat sinks going, although it is only copper and aluminum, sorry. Once we got our cooling systems, we'll definitely be coming back, because I am going to set up the cooling systems to run obviously on the Mark III miners, but we'll only be run half. And then I'll run up the turbo motors set up ready to go, so that once we get the 400 that we need, and I'll see what else needs them, because production Mark III miner. See, we just need the turbo motors, and I don't think anything in these cooling systems, but we do need RCUs occasionally, and I got plenty of them back at the hub, so that shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to set it all up ready to roll, and then obviously just only turn one turbo motor machine on, maybe two, maybe more. Get some turbo motors, and that's what I was going at. And the plan is going to be, because update 8 is, I've been looking at it, waiting for it to come off experimental. We might just get it anyway. Once I've got the turbo motor built, the factory, because this needs updating, and that's power, and then that way we can get more power out of that coal mine. I'm not going to worry about, I mean, just look at all the stuff we haven't tapped into. But they're all, oh, that's a pure copper. Your iron. It could be worth. See, we very might actually well get to the point where we do have. Then we could do that iron and compacted coal and just have one central steel stuff. That could definitely be an option. I mean, we could do it here. I've got coal here. The problem is when you actually get on the ground, these are quite far apart, quite difficult to see with all the dunes in the desert. And no aluminum. So most things take both. Anyway, that's the plan. We're going to set up these Mark III miners, upgrade these ones to Mark III. That's another coal power plant. And once we've done that, power will be increased a bit. And also that's going to give me a chance, if we get update 8, because I'm thinking about backing up the save again and getting update 8, and we can actually have a look at at everything we've done, all our factories, have a good look around, go for a bit of a tour. I'm tempted to, depending how many turbo motors we get, we could even update our motor factory that's out here, out near this coal power plant. We don't need to update quartz. We could update the sulfur and coal here, make more compacted coal, and I think there's a Novelist not assembler there we got to get rid of as well. And then we can really think about maybe pumping some steel out of here. That could be an option. We've got a good train station here that we can utilise for that, so it's just a matter of conveying everything back to or to a point where it can start being worked on. And then, yeah, once we've checked out all of that in update 8, we'll check out this oil field, because I'm pretty sure there's some changes to the cliffs in here. And there's some other changes to other areas that I wasn't going to touch, but I think we already have. So it'll be interesting to see some foliage that we've already destroyed. We may have to fix up again. So we'll have a good look at our factories. We'll come down. We probably won't do this swampy area here because I don't really have anything built there. Nothing that's being used anyway. But we will check out our other power plant and obviously our heavy modular frame massive setup that we've got. We'll check that out as well. And then head on up the hill and check the rest of this stuff out. I might even have a look at the old train station. Where was it? This one here. We don't use it. There's nothing going there. Interesting, but I haven't deleted any of it, so it'll be interesting to see what the changes have done to that. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, and then upgrade. Definitely want to upgrade the coal and sulfur out here because that runs the turbo fuel. So if we can upgrade them, that's a priority. As is this bauxite and coal here, because the more we upgrade this, and this might even actually be the first thing I upgrade, and then this power stuff, upgrade that. May or may not have the other alternate recipe. I know it exists but haven't unlocked yet. And then go do the rest, because that way if we upgrade this, we in turn make more cooling systems and turbo motors. So that is an option, but there is a fair bit, because turbo motors take motors as well, and RCUs and cooling systems of course take heat sinks. The rubber is not an issue, the water is not an issue, the gas is not an issue, but the rest of the stuff is. So we'd have to upgrade a few miners, but I think it'd be well worth it. Increase production rate, better in the long term. So we'll leave it there for now. I don't know if I squeeze this in on behind the last video. I'm going to try to, otherwise it's a little snippet of I have been busy, I haven't been doing nothing. We've been finally getting some time on here and it has been great. So yeah, really not a fan of it, as like the railway line on the floor, but all that will come up. Further back there is where I got around the corner. That's, yeah, I was speaking of having the interchange here, like a big turbo freight exchange, because I was thinking about maybe there is plenty of room around the outside of this top area. Plenty of room, absolutely plenty of room. We could put a train line up here that purely goes from over well, somewhere over here up the middle top now, that big lake, or the little lake I should say, not the big one right at the top, the one near the bauxite, bring it in somewhere near there. We could pick up things from both of the oil fields, this one over here being the second one, and train it back as opposed to conveying it back, because we've also got quartz and more coal, so I'm not ruling it out, because we could see this coal here and that's pure, and I am going to try and use that, and that's that is, where is it? So we can get a train through there, not a problem. Come on, I know you're hooked up, let me up. Let me up. So we can get a train through there, not an issue at all. I thought I got that one. I'll have to double check. There's a hard drive out there. That's where that coal is, isn't it? Yes, it is. So yeah, we'd have to. No, not you. Probably come through the gap here. Somehow get it around through here, and off we go. So it is definitely possible. We could even make this the end and bring it around this way, which is what I, to be honest, is originally thinking. Mainly to get this stuff down, but we'll see where we convey or train it. Alright, hope you're having a great day, whatever day this comes out, whether I tag it onto the back of the other one or just put it out during the week sometime maybe. Because I'm getting a little bit of time here and there, and then a few hours here and there, I must admit, and it's been good. And I thoroughly enjoy doing all this sort of stuff, so we will return. Hopefully what you're looking at now, can I get closer? Oh, I can. We will return when hopefully what you're looking at now looks different. Enjoy. See us. Welcome back to Satisfactory Saturday. Now I have to clear something up. I made a faux pas in the last video. I said if we'll tag it on to the end of the last one, I meant tag it on to the start of this one. So that is what I did. I'm sorry I didn't put it up during the week, but I kind of couldn't. I thought no, because you got to think what. Anyway, there has been changes since then, obviously. Now, I have been putting off this build here because, well, when I first finished doing all this other stuff, you know, that I've been doing. Now, the radar tower's off because I got it hooked up to the main power. Anyway, so, as I was saying, I did all the rest of it, got all the bauxite, you know, down here, as you remember. And then I thought, right, I was so looking forward to doing the oil that I put it off. And I came down and I started working down here. Then I went, I really need to know where it's going. So I started putting a couple of things right here under where the train station's going to be. And then I realised I need to know which direction things are coming from. And lo and behold, this was the next stage anyway. Now I did put some aluminium heatsink factories in here, or machines in here, which I'm going to delete because that's coming back up to here. Here, this one. They, well, that's where we make our first lot of aluminium casings, which is what is needed, and rubber. So why not? Easy. And then we're going to be looking at, because the rest of the rubber. Well, it's kind of got to go apart from cooling systems. So this is the thing, we could use some cooling systems because they take heat sinks here. They take rubber, well, going to be here, water here, nitrogen gas here, no, water, here, yes. That's water. Yep, and that's gas. Yep. This gas. This is the gas I think I'm going to use for my cooling systems, and I might even see if we can tag them in with this water, because remember we do have some room here. Just run it straight past the quartz. Probably tie it in with the quartz pickup. I had a little bit of a look at that. I was even thinking about bringing the quartz around this way because it's going to be quicker than going across the top. But if we bring the nitrogen gas up, we'll have a look at our belt system and decide on the quartz later. Gas is easy, doesn't need pumping, doesn't need pressure. So that's my plan. That's because the cooling systems are what we want. Realistically, that's what we are after. That's what we've been building towards. Cooling systems. We need 400 for a milestone. So I want to get it done now. I have prepped some of this. We got rubber. I was using some, and it's power hooked up and fed all the way back to here, where our casings are nearly finished. So I'm going to come back to this train station here, delete everything on the way, because next time I come back here, I don't need any mining stuff, so I can do the miners, but we want to put the more fuel generators. I don't have too many fuel generators, right? That is where we're up to. So yes, next stage phase, water, diluted fuel. I don't have it anywhere. I've only got like 5 fuel generators in at the moment out of the 40 odd. And we're making a lot of rubber. I have actually the oil nose just over there. You see my radar tower, which is why it's not plugged in, because it's hooked up to this. I've actually double clocked that, so we make twice as much oil, and we make pretty much perfect amount of rubber and plastic, and some petroleum coke to make our circuit boards just down there, and the whole lot's going to make its way. So yeah, plastic on the end here, circuit boards there, petroleum coke's a little bit sideways, you can kind of see it. Everything else is for rubber, and heavy oil residue obviously into diluted fuel. And yes, all the lines are primed, and you can just see some fuel generators down there. They're gonna, I'm not really sure where they're gonna go. They might even have a few down there and a few. I'm thinking about going this way to see whether or not I can tie it in with some of these, but I don't think these came too far, and I don't think I'm going to have that many that I'm going to have to go that far. So anyway, alright, so that is where we are up to. Had a absolute blast. Everything in here, building this I should say, so before I get ahead of myself too much, everything in here is all supported, all the foundations, footings are done, all the pipe work's done, everything is finished and ready to go, all hooked up to power, feeds. So I'm going to go over this way and start making some heat sinks. Yes, and some cooling system. Well, heat sinks first, that's the easy part. Cooling systems need gas, that's the hard part. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're having a marvellous, satisfactory Saturday. You don't need to be there. Do you? Anyway, hope you're having a marvellous, satisfactory Saturday. I shall continue, and we will be back very, very shortly. Thanks for watching.